Okay, let's have a little look at this example. So I have a word problem here, and I'm just going to read through it and show you the process I'd like you to go through today with your work. So, on a school trip, 272 people visited a museum. There are 223 children and 16 teachers. The rest are parents. How many parents are there? And you'll notice here we have our operations. So, first thing I'm going to do is have a look for that key information. So on a school trip, 270 people visited a museum. So on a school trip, 272 people visited a museum. There are 23 children and, I like the word and, 16 teachers. The rest are parents. How many parents are there? So clearly we've got our total here. So we've got a total. Oh, that's a little bit big. Let's make that a little bit smaller. So we've got our total there. So I'm just going to put a T. We've got a number here, a number here. So we're looking for the parents. So there's definitely going to be some addition. So I'm going to need to add up these to find out how many children and parents there are. So I'm going to give my plus a little tick. Thinking about how to find out the answer. So you're going to have to find out a smaller total here. And then you're going to have to find the difference between that and the main total. So to find that difference, it must be subtraction. So I'm going to put a little tick next to subtraction as well. Now, there's probably not going to be any times, any multiplying, and no dividing needed. So there's no groups of anything. We're not trying to find out how many groups there are. We're not trying to times things up. So it must just be addition and subtraction. So let's have a little go at solving it. So to find out how many parents there are, we need to look at the difference between 272 and 223 plus 16. So the first thing I'm going to do is do 223. Now I'm using my mouse for this. I'm not quite getting into the boxes. I'm sure yours will be neater. Plus 16. 3 plus 6 is our 9, very wobbly 9. 2 plus 1 is 3, and our 2 is just our 2. So we've got now our total. So if this was in brackets, we now have the total of this one. So if we kind of reread this question back to ourselves with our new information, we can say, on a school trip, 272 people visited a museum. There were 239 children and teachers. The rest were parents. How many parents are there? So we've made this now a much simpler question. 272 is our total. We have one number here, 239. We need to find the difference between them. We've done our addition. So we've got our, we've done our addition. So now we have our subtraction to do. So 272 take away 239. Now you probably be able to do this mentally. However, I'm just going to do it in my column method for A, better accuracy, and B, to show you the kind of processes you should be going through when the question gets a little bit trickier. So 2 take away 9 I can't do, so we'll turn that into 6, turn those 1 tens into 10 ones, or 10 units. 12 take away 9 is 3, 6 take away 3 is 3, 2 take away 2 is 0. So the answer therefore must be 33. So question 1, the answer, awful handwriting this time, is 33. So the first thing you're going to do today is go through your word problems. You can either do this individually one by one or just go through them all together, up to you how you want to do it. But the first thing you're going to do is try and find those operations you need. So give a tick of those operations you're going to be using. That way it can help you to check, well, I've got here, you don't need to highlight them, but I know mentally you can do this. Well, I know in this question I need a addition and a subtraction. I've used my addition, I've used my subtraction, so therefore I've answered this question correctly. Now you don't need to go back and highlight, but you can mentally just give a little check, look back at your work and check, have I used the operations which I know I need to use? So have a look at which operations you need to use, then in your books, nice and clearly, you can show you're working out and then give a nice clear answer to the questions. Give it a go. I'll be on Teams if you need any help, but enjoy.